What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kiel with Sports Dissected, and I'm here with Ross Farrell at the Hardie Football Operations Center. Ross, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to have you here.
Yeah, this is one of the newest facilities in the country. I'm excited to be here. Tell me about Hardie. What is it about?
So this is brand new football-only facility. It's right in the heart of grounds. That's what we call it here at University of Virginia. We're very fortunate to have a football-only center, and it's a big upgrade from what we've had in the past. So super excited to show you around.
Being in the area that you get a lot of rain in the fall, right? This has to be very impactful for your program.
Oh, definitely. It's very, very convenient. It's where we start every one of our practices, so we'll flow out of the building into here. So we do our stretching and our dynamic warm-ups, and then we open the garage doors and go straight out to the practice field. But because of the proximity to the mountains, man, we get a lot of thunderstorms that just pop up. And if you don't have a facility like this, then you could lose practice time, especially if, let's say, you started practice and then boom, here comes a thunderstorm and it got lightning. So it's very, very practical. It also becomes very efficient for us too, right? So if we're in one space, we can flow, seamlessly with our meeting structure, as opposed to, okay, well, you got to go over here, you got to go over there, you dress here, and then you meet over here, because we were dressing in McHugh and we were doing all of our meetings in the indoor. So you lose transition time, right? But it allows us to be a lot more efficient, and if you're efficient, then you can make progress. We don't refer to our young men as student athletes, we refer to them as scholar athletes. And the reason we choose the word scholar is because when you say scholar, then you associate that with being invested, right? And if you're invested in something, you take full advantage of it, and then you're willing to share it. So I want these young men to be fully invested in their educational experience, take advantage of all the opportunities. And so we have an area in the building where we promote all the guys each semester that have above a 3.0 for that semester, and then cumulative. Behind that is a picture of the rotunda, right? And so when we're talking about the prestige around the University of Virginia, there's some traditions that I believe are second to none. One of those traditions is when you come in for convocation, you start facing the rotunda. And then when you leave for graduation, you walk away from the rotunda. So I have the rotunda picture strategically placed at the end of the hallway where the guys have a lot of their traffic. So it's a subtle reminder, that, okay, now I'm walking into football, I'm focusing on football. Now when I'm leaving football, I'm going back to the academic piece. And then also it's just a kind of precursor of an experience that they're gonna get to experience when they walk the lawn and graduate from the University of Virginia. November 13th, 2022, University of Virginia was changed forever. The families of Lavelle, Devin, and Deshaun changed forever. In that moment, I think it was an opportunity for us to take tragedy and turn it into triumph. What you see in the background is an opportunity for us to display the gear that we wear, but I wanted it to do it in the likeness of the three young men. So down to the very detail, you see Lavelle's mom wanted additional wristbands, added to, but this is how Lavelle dressed on game day. That's how Devin dressed, and Deshaun down there at the end. And so wanted to capture, the essence of those guys as a subtle reminder for us every day when we walk into this building that in the game of football, you're always playing for something bigger than yourself. But here at the University of Virginia football, we're playing for something way bigger than ourselves.
You didn't know you were going to be here at this point, at this campus, or at this in these grounds. But you're the right person for this. Why are you the right person for this? For those who don't know you.
Right. I think to be honest with you, the only thing I can say is man, it's God's timing. And I've questioned and asked like why me, right? Because to carry the burden that's come with what has happened to this program, in the early stages of this staff, is a big burden. So to answer that question, I believe, I'm not saying that I am the right person, but I believe I'm here because God chose me for this time. And it's not me. I know I get a lot of credit, but really it's everybody in this building. It's the staff, it's all the players. Really, they hold me up, right? They motivate me every single day, to come in and be the best version of myself, because I know they count on me. But then also, I've seen the hearts of the people that are in this program. I've seen the hearts of the players. I've seen the hearts of the families that were impacted by the tragedy. And so, man, that just encourages me every single day. So the days that I have question of why me, I just look in the faces of the staff and the players and say, why not me?
Antonio, Tell me where you guys were and how it changes to now.
It's a game changer, to be honest with you. Like, just what we have now is like night and day compared to like that facility. Just like as far as like the space, you know, the meeting room sizes, and then just having all the meeting rooms too is really just a game changer. Just, you know, from a nutrition standpoint, from a you know, a strength and conditioning standpoint, to having really everything you need all in one building. That's huge. And see, like, I still have pictures on my phone of like just every day walking by, just taking pictures of it, just seeing it progress. And then now seeing it in person, like when it first opened up, everyone was just shocked just how luxury and new everything looked. And I see, you know, training room, meeting rooms, and weight room is where guys spend the most time, because, you know, strength staff is amazing. They're always on board with anything you need, and you can walk in there at any time of the day if they're in there, you know, to assist you and things like that. So a lot of guys spend a lot of time in there.
Would you rather watch the Super Bowl in here or the team room we just left?
I'll be in here.
Okay.
Just because you got the couches and stuff like that. So like the team room, I mean, yeah, it's nice and big, and you got everybody can just sit down. But you know, Super Bowl is a long game, so like you don't want to lay down, you want to get comfortable. So I prefer probably in here, you know, just because like we're in our own like locker room, safe space, like, you know, joke around, have fun, enjoy the game.
All right, I'm about to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
We're about to go to your locker. I hope it's clean.
It's gonna be clean.
Let's go check it out.
Do it. It has all these different compartments in it, which is really cool. Obviously, we didn't have this in the other facility, and this is like the most room I've ever had. So like up here is like, you know, you can keep, they have vents blowing. Let's say like it's rained outside and like your feet got wet, you could throw your shoes in here, air dry it by tomorrow, you'd be good to go. You know, everyone uses these compartments for different reasons, but like I just keep it all organized. So I keep all like my notebooks and stuff right here. This is where I keep all my workout clothes or anything that I need that has UVA gear. That's UVA gear that I need for workouts or just to wear around. And then one of my favorite parts is this thing rolls out. So like during fall camp or a long day, like, and you got meetings or something coming up, or you got rehab or treatment or a workout, and you got some extra time on your hand, you come in here, lay down, like guys come in here and bring their pillow, blanket, and will sleep on this if they don't want to sleep on the couch. This opens up. My shoes are all over the place right now, but like mainly just more shoes, cleats in here.
You passed the test, by the way. That's a clean locker.
Oh yeah.
That's a clean locker. I appreciate it. Antonio, your recovery room is immaculate. How often do you guys utilize this area, like in season versus out of season?
Guys use this every single day, you know, whether it's in season, off season. If people are here, then, you know, there's football players in here in the hot tub, cold tub, and it's easy access too, because the door we just walked in, that's like straight to our locker room right there. So you don't even have to walk in the hallways or anything. You know, you can get off the practice field, shower up, and go straight from this back door right here and come right in here, get in the cold tub, get in the hot tub.
This place is so efficient. It's so functional.
Yeah.
Like you guys, the player lounge is right here. What do you guys utilize this area for?
This aspect I really like, because the guys could be hitting some ping pong, playing some pool, and then, you know, also eating with the coaches and the staff at the same time. So it's a really nice balance. You hear a lot of, you know, screaming and shouting, guys getting super competitive like they are on the field, hit right here. This is also a space where a lot of them will come to work, just in a comfy space, rather than, you know, sitting in upstairs in their position rooms. This is just another area for them to sort of utilize. Just this space in itself is brand new. Before we had the locker room, and really that was where all of our eating, everything happened. So now having separate spaces for those two things is huge. That is exactly what Coachy wants, and that's sort of why this space was designed the way it is, so that the guys can eat, they can fellowship, which is really the building blocks of, like, you know, a team. You know, I'm pretty impressed with how the guys have bought into that this year, and continue to do so as we get closer to camp and season.
Okay, Ross, breakfast, lunch, and dinner over there in the dining hall. How do they take advantage of this area?
This real space is used for between lifts, and just during the middle of the day, it's double-sided and positioned right in the middle of the building, so that wherever the guys are and whatever they need, they can have full access to it. We restock this space about 6 times a day. We go through 250 plus shakes in a day, you know, and in the main, like, heavy times of the year, we'll go through, you know, potentially double that.
The number one snack you have to stock?
100% Uncrustables, and I feel like that's a recurring theme across the US. I would say we go through, I'm gonna say on average about 80 a day, and again, that changes, but yeah, definitely the most popular. As we're in the weight room, I'm going to pass you over to Coach Smo, who's our head strength and conditioning coach. He'll show you around this space.
Coach Smo, this is probably one of the most beautiful weight rooms I've been in.
What you said is exactly what we wanted. When people walk in this room, we want a wow factor. We want people to walk in and say, man, this is unbelievable. When you walk in the front door of our facility, it's the first thing you see. And so it kind of tells you what we're about when you walk in the building. We're about development, and we're about making sure that our guys have everything they need to be the best they can be. From a functionality standpoint, you walk in here and you can see the way we designed it. We've got turf down the middle. We've got inlaid platforms in the floor right off the turf. A 22-foot wide area here where we can warm up, we can go through a good thorough warm up, we can do powerful plyometric type movements in our training to make sure we're training our guys to be athletes. And we step into the racks here, and these are big, heavy-duty, custom Williams strength racks. So these were custom made for us. We have a ton of technology. So each rack is outfitted with a camera system called Perch, which is for our velocity-based training. So it tells us how fast the bar is moving. It tells us what the guys' power outputs are as well, because it's not always about lifting heavy weight. Sometimes we got to take a certain percentage of that and move it at a certain speed to develop that explosive power. This room is designed to train our guys to be the best football players and the best team that we can be. So each rack has a different word, and those are our building blocks of character. So there's 21 building blocks of character, and they all build to competitive stamina, which has its own graphics. And so competitive stamina is competing to a standard regardless of a circumstance. So if you can develop competitive stamina, you got a chance to be a champion in life. And that's Coach Elliott's mission for our program, is to build champion men. We had this beautiful V-saber installed in the ceiling, and when we were designing the facility, we said, okay, which way do we want this V-saber to be oriented? And we said, man, let's point it like that because it looks like an arrow, and all these other 20 building blocks of character are building to competitive stamina, and that's what we're working toward every day. And then also, all this work in here builds right out to our practice fields. And it's a great reminder for me every day and for my staff as we're programming our training that our job is to make them great football players. So this is our PR bell. So this is right here in the weight room, and this is an opportunity for our guys to let everybody know they got better. It's a big deal to get better. Just like it's a big deal to go win a rep, it's a big deal to go win a game, it's a big deal to go get a PR. It's an opportunity to showcase that for the guys. They take a lot of pride in it. They get really excited about it.
Describe what your space was like prior to the new building.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a whole lot smaller of an equipment room. And as things are going, as college football is changing, you know, more gears coming out, we're trying to get our guys more and more stuff. So we need more and more space to hold everything. And so being able to go from a facility like that to here and expand that space and create more space savers for us, more storage areas to load like our game day stuff and stuff we might need just kind of on a varying basis has been absolutely fantastic and has been able to transform how we operate on a daily basis.
How does Hardie enhance what you do?
It's been a game changer for us from a recruiting standpoint. I mean, when prospects come on grounds, right? I mean, first of all, it's an impressive place to walk into to begin with. And then they show up to this facility, and it's an $80 million complex, bright, shiny, it's all brand new. You know, a ton of space for us to operate, and it's just, you know, we're sitting here in this beautiful staff room. We can have amazing recruiting meetings in here. We've got our recruiting war room that just allows us to really be efficient with our time and resources.
One thing that I rarely see in rooms like this is the seats that surround it for the supporting staff. How does that bleed into what coach, you know, feels as far as having the staff be a part of this?
Really, the way that I see it is just we're all kind of on one heartbeat, you know. And coach wants everybody to be involved, wants the message to be the same from himself to chief of staff to, you know, the coordinators down to the GAs. Everybody's involved. You know, everybody's role is super important and critical to what we're trying to do. What I've realized is that in today's day and age, man, it really never slows down. You know, you're always trying to retain your own roster, trying to recruit your own roster daily. You know, and that's part of why coach wants us to have such a good environment here, is because, man, we have to recruit our own guys daily. Forget the high school players, forget the guys in the transfer portal. It starts with roster retention. Building Hardie, building this facility shows the investment that we've made here in football. It's clear to see when you walk in. Folks know immediately that we've invested tremendously in the sport of football, and we're serious about winning. Every single one of these kids that we're recruiting, whether it's a high school kid or a transfer kid, they want to play on Sundays. So, you know, one of the first questions that they're going to ask you whether they're talking to me or position coach or Coach Elliott, is hey man, what's your plan to get me to the pros? And so there's no better wall to show them than this wall. And you talk about UVA, we've had 166 NFL draft picks as a program. You know, we've had 16 first rounders, 34 of the Super Bowls have had a UVA player represented, in them. We've had guys drafted every single year Coach Elliott's been here. So man, great history of putting guys into this NFL.